The Milwaukee Bucks are on fire right now and are currently on a 13-game winning streak. Nobody in the NBA knows how to stop this team right now, and this could get very scary for the entire NBA. Just last night, the Bucks absolutely demoralized the Miami Heat and ruined Kevin Love's debut for Miami. But the craziest thing about this game is that they won 128-99, and they didn't even have Giannis for about 90% of the game. Unfortunately, Giannis got injured about 6 minutes into the game. I think he bumped knees with someone, but I'm not really too sure. So let me know in the comment section down below what happened to Giannis and what are they saying about his injury, how long it's gonna last. Let me know real quick because it's honestly a pretty big thing. But like I said, he only played about 6 minutes in this game, and the Bucks still took care of business in Milwaukee. In this video, I'll be breaking down the 3 major factors that are leading to such a dominant season by the Milwaukee Bucks so far. However, before we jump into today's video, make sure you guys smash that like button if you believe the Bucks are favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference right now. And if not, who do you think will be their toughest opponent to get to the NBA Finals? Also, subscribe if you're new. We're going to be covering the Milwaukee Bucks and the rest of the NBA all year long, so make sure you guys join the family. But let's get right into the video. Okay, so jumping into our first major factor for the Bucks so far this season, and it's no other than their elite defense. I mean, the Bucks defensively have one of the best or one of the hardest teams to score on in the NBA. And that's mainly because of their depth, their switchability, and they have an ability to block shots at the rim with Giannis and Brook Lopez. They have been phenomenal at making it difficult for teams to score inside the paint. Now, the Bucks currently rank in the top 10 of a couple of major categories, and here are just a few. The Bucks currently rank number 5 in points allowed per game, number 9 in fast break points allowed, and then number 1 in assists allowed per game by opposing teams. So top 10 in 3 major categories there, and their defense has done a great job forcing teams to play iso ball a lot due to their length and their ability to play the passing lanes. Obviously, allowing the least amount of assists per game is very underrated in my opinion. I think this is one of the most underrated stats in all of basketball. When teams start relying on iso basketball to win games, that's when everything goes downhill for them. And the Bucks do such a good job at making sure that teams can't find their rhythm. They can't, make that one extra pass. They're forced to just, take a tough contested mid-range or a step back 3 or something like that. And that's why the Bucks are really, really good this year. And they also rank in the top 5 in a couple of shooting metrics as well. They also rank number 1 in opposing effective field goal percentage, number 3 in opposing three-point percentage, and then number 3 in opposing free throws attempted per game. What these numbers say is that the Bucks do a great job switching, playing the passing lanes, and not fouling while still contesting almost every single shot. Now, before we get to our second major factor, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. Let's see if we can get the video up to 100 likes. Also, comment down below, who is the most underrated player on this Bucks team right now? Is it a guy like Jay Crowder, Joe Ingles, Pat Connaughton, Grayson Allen? Let me know who you guys think it is. But let's get right into our second major factor. So the second major factor leading to such a unbelievable season for the Bucks is their amazing depth and their overall team chemistry. This team plays so well together, and watching this team, we can just tell that they care about nothing other than winning games at the end of the night. It's so important to have a team with no outstanding egos or even guys that have individual goals. This team right here has 100% tunnel vision in bringing home another NBA championship. When we take a look at the roster, they have guys everywhere that can 1, D up, and then 2, make a clutch shot when it's needed. You know what I mean? These players include guys like Jrue Holiday, Javon Carter, Grayson Allen, Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, Jay Crowder. Joe Ingles is really good as well. From the top to the bottom, all of these guys play a vital role on this team, and I won't let them go unnoticed, man. When a lot of people say why the Bucks are so good, they primarily just say Giannis. And yes, Giannis is very good. We'll talk about him a little later, but I need these role players. I need these depth guys to really get valued, man. I feel like they go so under the radar in terms of what they bring to this team, and they're one of the biggest reasons why this team is where they're at right now. The Bucks currently have 6 players averaging double-digit points per game right now, and that just goes to show that their depth and unselfishness style of basketball is working so well. First off, let's give some of these guys their flowers right now. Now, Jrue Holiday has been incredible, man. Averaging 19.5 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 7.1 assists, and also bringing in 1.3 steals per game this season while shooting 46% from the field and 38% from three. And then we move on to guys like Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez. They're both having great seasons as well, both averaging 14 points a night and combining for 16 rebounds a game. They are both shooting fairly well from outside as well. Not the best. I think I'm not really too sure what it was. I think Brook Lopez was in the 30s, and then Bobby Portis was like at 34. So not the best, but not the worst either. I feel like that's very, very good for a big man. And then you look at a guy like Chris Middleton. Definitely got to give him a shout out. Slowly but surely getting back to full strength, and once he does get back to full strength, this team is going to be very dangerous. In about 21 minutes a game, he is averaging 13 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. He does need to improve his three-point shooting because he's only shooting 29% from three. But, listen, we all know that his shots are going to start falling soon. Over his career, he's shooting 38% from three, so that number will only go up from here. And over the past couple of seasons, I think he shot 41% twice and then a 39%. So, listen, the 29% is not something that's going to change. So, that will be good for them, and that's going to make them even more scary. And then I love the additions of Jay Crowder and Joe Ingles. Both these guys can play elite defense and hit threes at a solid level as well. And then there's guys like Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton, and Javon Carter who can also stretch the floor and play a little bit of defense here and there. And that just makes them so much harder to defend when you have so many guys who can, stretch the floor. So I think that's one of the biggest reasons is their depth, their ability to just play as a team is one of the major factors for this Bucks team and why they're so good. Now, moving on to a third and most important factor, and this is where we're going to talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. If you guys thought we were going to go through an entire Bucks video and not bring up one of the best players in the NBA right now, you're kind of crazy. Without Giannis, I think this Bucks team would probably struggle a lot of the time, but that's obvious, man. Giannis is already, on his way to being a Hall of Fame type of player, and he's probably one of the most disruptive players in the NBA. So far this season, Giannis is averaging an amazing 31.3 points, 12 rebounds, and 5.4 assists per game. And over the last 13 games, Giannis has had games where he's dropped 54, 50, 41, 38, and 36 points. Like I said before, Giannis is one of the most dominant players in the entire league, and coaches around the league have such a tough time scheming up a defensive plan when it comes to stopping Giannis. And the toughest thing about this team is that you can't pack the paint. Obviously, when you go a guy like LeBron or Giannis or someone who likes to drive into the paint and, score at the rim, you want to pack the paint, but you can't with this team, and I'll tell you why. They have so many guys who can just sit at the three-point line and catch and shoot threes. You talk about Joe Ingles and Jay Crowder and Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez and Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton and, Grayson Allen and Javon Carter and Pat Connaughton. These guys can shoot the ball at a high level, and I think they're built pretty perfectly if you ask me. I mean, you have Giannis driving and kicking. When they leave the paint open, he's going to get a wide open or a dunk over somebody, and then when they pack the paint, he's going to find a shooter wide open for three. It just comes down to if they can hit the shot or not. So I think the way this Bucks team is built right now, I think it's absolutely perfect for having Giannis as your superstar player. So yes, Giannis is their X factor, but if it wasn't for the depth of this team, though, I don't think defense would have such a tough time stopping Giannis. This Bucks team overall is so deadly, and I can see them right back in the NBA Finals competing for another NBA championship this season. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.